sulfur dioxide. Okay, then next we can go to reducing property. So whatever we have seen in case of acidic properties, a strong acid, so basicity, the reaction can occur with a strong superacid was make them sulfuric acid as a reaction. Superacid sulfuric acid can act as base. When we come here, it has very good oxidizing property. But when you go to reducing property, when you just see the reduction potential value, from this value, it was we are getting the idea that we have to react with a strong oxidizing agent, because sulfuric acid is a very good oxidizing agent, but the reducing property will be very, very weak. It has very weak reducing property. Weak reducing property. So, if we take the sulfuric acid having anion sulfate, can undergo dimerization. S2 O8 2 minus plus 2 electrons. I mean, this will be 2 sulfate ions. So sulfate, we know the structure. It has tetrahedral geometry. But when we go to peroxo, this species will be called as peroxo disulfate. So this one, how does it changing? It has peroxo bond. I mean, the species. It has like the one of the O minus is changed to peroxo bond, peroxo OO bond, which makes the oxidation state of, here the oxidation state is +6, is changed to +7. Okay. So if this reaction has to occur, the reduction potential value for this one is plus 1.96 volt. That means it's very clear that when it can act as when it can undergo oxidation, when it can act as when it will get a reducing property, means if it reacts with a strong oxidizing agent such as fluorine, then under that case it's possible that sulfate can change to peroxo disulfate. So this reaction, actually what happened, it's a very because most of the time we have to carry out this reaction with a very high voltage of power, and so many difficulties will be there for this reaction. Unless otherwise, if you are going to use fluorine, then this reaction will be not possible, because very common oxidizing agent will never change sulfate to peroxide sulfate. Only a strong oxidizing agent, oxidizing agent such as fluorine, if we are using as an anode, then this reaction can be possible. Okay. Okay. Now I would like to tell about the dehydration reaction. Normally, sulfuric acid has another one more feature which can act as dehydrating agent. It can nicely take out the water from the molecules. Even how much it can act as a dehydrating property, that can be explained by sulfuric acid itself. Even sulfuric acid can dehydrate themselves. I can give an example. The acid dehydrates itself. This makes very clear that how much sulfuric acid has affinity with water molecules. This one equilibrium constant is 5.1 into 10 power minus 5. So this one what happened? Sulfuric acid themselves dehydrates themselves, and then what happened? It's protonated to get this anion. This will be the this anion will be generated from the acid of disulfuric acid. Disulfuric acid means H2S2O7. H2S2O7 means yes, double bond O, OH, O. Yes, double bond O, OH. So if you remove one of the proton, then we can get the disulfurate ion, monoanion. Okay, and also so in case a drop of sulfuric acid fall on our hand, then we can see that the skin having water molecules that will take out from the skin that makes acid burn. Immediately what happened? The place will be swollen because of the dehydration reaction happen with our skin. That is very facile reaction. That much extraordinary affinity with water molecules. That's why what happened? Most of the dehydration reaction can be carried out with sulfuric acid. Even some people we can use sulfuric acid as a dehydrating agents. When we are going to construct a slink line, there we are using sulfuric acid in a trap to take out all water molecules. Whatever we are using gas in the slink line to purify the gas. In case if the gas having any kind of water molecules that can be trapped in sulfuric acid containing glasses. That much it can act as very good dehydrating agents. Other than that, for example, you have any kind of carbohydrates. For example, you have cellulose or sucrose or even glucose. Carbohydrates, if you have taken any kind of even clothes, if you any kind of carbohydrates if you taken and then if you react with sulfuric acid, can take out water molecules to make an MDF. Only we will get the carbon plus water molecules. This carbon formation, because we know the carbohydrate as carbon and water molecules. Like for example, if you take sucrose means C12H22O11. So this one having carbon and water. So what happened? We can take out 12 carbon will give plus we can take out 11 water molecules. The 11 water molecules will be taken by sulfuric acid. Empty we can get only carbon molecule in the form of charcoal. So this much about sulfuric acid. Before going to wind up, I would like to show quick reaction with sulfuric acid and sucrose. It's very interesting reaction. So that reaction I want to demonstrate here to understand how much sulfuric acid can quickly undergo dehydration reaction. So that will be demonstrated now. Please give just a minute. You can see that one. I have taken here sucrose. Now I am going to add some amount of sulfuric acid. So first of all, it was changed to yellow color. Now the yellow color is getting some more darker to brown color. That means slowly dehydration reaction happening. Reaction should be very vigorous. And then there is a formation of, you can see the black color char. Char is getting, it is getting charred. The black color formation is due to formation of carbon. You can see that it was completely changed into carbon. I am sure that you can visualize how does the colorless sucrose was dehydrated and then it was changed to carbon. It's very, I think, I am sure that you can, all of them can visualize directly that how much sulfuric acid can take out the water molecule from sucrose, the residue, whatever the residue part is, carbon, that was just left as such. So whatever the carbon, black color one is carbon, and the water molecule was taken out by sulfuric acid. Okay, I would like to conclude now this session. I have just today discussed about sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid can be used as non-aqueous solvent because of it has very high dielectric constant. And also sulfuric acid will be called as oil of vitriol, and their salts, especially when we take in copper sulfate or zinc sulfate or ferrous sulfate, that looks highly crystalline, that looks like a small glass type material. So it will be called as various vitriol. For example, copper sulfate will be called as blue vitriols, ferrous sulfate will be called as green vitriol, and zinc sulfate will be called as white vitriol. Because of it has the ability to form highly crystalline materials. And also I have discussed here about their basic property. Even sulfuric acid sometimes can act as base. If it reacts with superacid such as fluorosulfonic acid or maybe even oleum, then what happens? Sulfuric acid can accept proton, then what happens? Even sulfuric acid can act as base. It is a very strong dibasic acid. If you react sulfuric acid with phosphoric acid or maybe like the acetic acid or even boric acid, in all of these acid can accept proton. So in that case, that acid can act as base in sulfuric acid medium. And then after that we have just discussed about their oxidizing property. Yes, the sulfuric acid can even act as oxidizing agent. When we react the sulfuric acid with the oxidizing agent, such as when we react sulfuric acid with the metals such as so alkali metal or alkaline earth metal or even zinc, we can get the corresponding sulfate and hydrogen gas. But when we react with copper or mercury or even silver, in that case we will get the corresponding sulfate plus sulfur dioxide gas. Some cases actually their reducing property is very weak. For example, if we reacted with fluorine or very strong oxidizing agent, then sulfuric acid can undergo oxidation to peroxo disulfate. In case if that once the peroxide disulfate formed, in some cases it can be changed back to sulfate ions. And also I have just demonstrated the dehydration reaction of sucrose with sulfuric acid because it has very good dehydrating property. So what happened? It can take out the carbohydrate having water molecules, it can easily take out, and then the rest of the part, the residue of most of the carbon will be come out in the form of charcoal. That will be called as charring, like it will get charred. So these are some of the important features about sulfuric acid. Hope you all of them enjoyed. Thank you very much for participating in this lecture.